welcome to Roma Media House. It's us again with another Diamond on the Move. Today we are speaking to Ms. Wendy Rosemary Burgess, who's been a teacher for the past 35 years. That's quite a lifetime.
A very long time. And yet it seems like just yesterday that I started. So it's almost like I went to sleep and I woke up 35 years later.
Yeah, so just take us through your journey. Where are you from? Where were you born? What was the inspiration behind being a teacher and so forth?
I was born in Kimberley. I went to school in Kimberley. I'm a product of Progress Primary School and then William Prescott High School. I went to university at Rhodes University, which wasn't really accepted at the time. You had to apply for a special permit because you were not white. So I went to there, and I went there to study journalism.
Interesting. You could have been one of us.
Yes, I actually, I discovered there that I'm not really journalism material because of the interrogation part, kind of. I didn't enjoy that, like hurting people, those kind of things. So I discovered, no, journalism isn't actually for me. And I always said I'm never going to become a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, because my father's a principal, so I had experience of what teaching does. And I always used to tell the kids that I didn't choose teaching, teaching chose me.
So how did teaching choose you?
My father needed a teacher at William Prescott School, and he called me. I was looking for a job at the time. I was actually going to go into public relations. Advertising, that kind of
thing.
And I had a job, like kids call it today, a piece job, a temporary job that I was doing at the time, but I didn't have permanent employment. And so I decided, okay, fine, let me come home and help them out. And then I enjoyed it. I did it for 6 months. I was an English teacher, just helping him out. And then I went back to the university and qualified as a teacher.
So the journalism route, for how long did you do journalism?
I did journalism for 3 years. I didn't qualify because, it was a 4-year. So I just swapped. What helped was I actually did psychology. At university. So I actually came as a guidance counselor. I was employed when I finally started at Homewell. I was employed as a guidance counselor, vocational guidance.
So for how long have you been at Homewell?
35 years.
So for 35 years you just taught at Homewell. You probably know it out of the palm of your hand.
Oh yes, I had many principals. I survived many principals. And the staff has changed a lot. Like people I started with, when I finished, I think there's only one guy left.
So you've seen generations and generations.
I've taught parents and learners. The kids.
And some of them probably are their grandkids as well.
I don't know. But it might be true.
Yes. And what's also interesting for me is when you said you went to school to Progress. So it means Progress is an old school.
It's an old school, yes. It started out as New Main Street Primary School, and then became Progress Primary School.
Well, is it still where it used to be? Is it the original place of the move?
It moved, But where I went to Progress. Then it was no longer New Main Street Primary.
Yes. That's interesting. And then exactly where is home? Where were you born? I know in Kimberley.
You mean in the actual?
Yeah, the home, the actual house.
It still belongs to my cousin lives there. I was born into Adamant Road, I think. My parents were living there at the time.
Mm. Is it in Rodepan?
No, it's in West End.
In West End.
Yeah.
Okay. So your father was a teacher.
He was a teacher and then a school principal. Yeah.
And your mom?
My mom was a housewife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have two, a brother and a sister. My brother's also on pension now. And my sister, well, she should be on pension, but she's not.
Yeah, she still has the energy.
Not so much the energy, but she feels the need to still work. Even my brother, in fact, he's over 65. So he had to retire. He retired last year. And then again this year because they asked him to stay on. And I was the one, I said to him, you know what, young people need jobs.
Yes.
They need,
give them
if
space.
the minute you stay in the job, they're not training new people. They need to. You know.
So you started as a guidance teacher. I think as time goes on, the guidance went off.
Yeah, well, not really. I can't say that it actually went off. I was doing guidance as well as teaching English all the years.
Okay, so you've been...
but I was supposed to be the guidance counselor, which I did for until it changed to life orientation. Yeah. And then I still went to another year.
Yes, with the new syllabus. Yes. Just tell us how, just the development within the teaching space.
Oh, I forgot to say, I survived many different changes in the educational system as well. You know, Christian national education, and then it was, what was it, outcomes-based education.
At some stage,
yeah, so all these different systems.
Yes, that you
we just had to learn to be flexible and relearn what adapt.
So
not that I think I didn't adapt my teaching style that much. Because I was lucky in the sense that I always worked towards that kind of outcome oriented. Yeah.
So just tell us in terms of your, experience with the children as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, the generation that you taught 30 years ago is not quite the same generation now.
Yeah.
Just tell us how did that go? Or what do you think about that old generation and the current generation?
I think that the older generation was more disciplined, kind of, because they were disciplined at home. Whereas now it's all about you as the teacher have to discipline others. Because I think some of the parents have opted out of disciplining their kids.
Yes.
Because they'll rather come and complain about the kids at school. And we must try and sort out.
Sort
them out and things.
And I guess when you started teaching, they still had a corporal punishment.
I'm lucky that I never administered corporal punishment ever. I think kids can say that one.
I'm just trying to imagine you with hitting someone.
I didn't ever beat children with a cane or anything like that. I think the generations can say that. It was not my style, luckily.
Yes.
My dad was very strict, but
yeah.
I never. And so I was very glad. So I didn't have to adapt to my, I always thought it's better to just try to get to know the learner, try and work on there and use my psychology.
Yes.
I try.
Yes, apply what you've learned.
Yeah, like I say to them, you represent your parent here. Would your parent be happy with the way
when they see you
now?
Yes.
Is that the way you're supposed to behave?
And then that worked.
Sometimes it works. Or they don't want their parents to come.
Yes, to come to school. They don't want that embarrassment.
And one thing that I found that worked quite a bit was if you just go and visit one learner at the house. Just the one that's giving you the most trouble.
Trouble, yes.
Yeah, just go visit that one.
And then they just tell the others.
Yeah, that message spirit so
Personal
forced. Like, no, ma'am actually does that. She's not only saying so. Yeah.
And then the current generation, what do you think? The fourth industrialites, the
I don't think.
millennials.
Yeah, I think they've only changed in the sense that they speak up more. They, they more for what they want.
So they can
Probably
like
more
express
selfish.
themselves.
They can express themselves better, perhaps, and they have more freedom to express themselves, obviously.
Yes.
But I don't think. I think children are the same. Even everywhere in the world, they have their problems, etc. So it's tough.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to go into why is this kid behaving the way he is? What is the underlying thing?
Yes.
What is the problem? And we don't have social workers in the school. That's a problem.
Yes.
If we had a social worker there, I guarantee things would
turn out.
Our biggest problem now is drugs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Drugs are becoming
Which
more
is
and more problematic in schools.
Which is part of our social problem.
Yeah.
Which is
And it's spilling over into the school now. And it can be quite dangerous.
No, it is.
Because especially when that learner hasn't had his fix. I've had some of those experiences as well.
Just take
you
us
try
through
and
this.
physically restrain one. Yeah.
When they get violent.
Yeah, they were getting violent with other learners in the class.
class.
Yeah. And then
Then you have to try
keep quiet.
and
Don't do
control.
anything. You can't. Yeah, you know this one. Because when he's high, he just sits there like, he's passive, doesn't do anything, doesn't say anything.
Yeah. But then aren't you scared when they get, frigidity and whatever they do might harm you as well?
I've had experiences where we had gang violence in Oval already, many years ago. And I remember the one guy, I'll never forget that one. The guy landed with a big knife like this. And the only thing was, luckily the knife was this way. It landed on top of the other kid in the office. And the teachers jumped in, just took it away. And he wasn't even from our school, this guy with the knife.
Was from another school.
Was from another school. He jumped over the fence and tried to assault one of our learners.
Oh no.
So
that
for me, I said, no, I think I've been through the worst already. So when they do, I don't know, somehow I've managed to calm down situations. Because even when the situation was volatile in the classroom, I had 1 year just boys in the class, and then it was 1995, so it was hectic, the time. And then these guys were boycotting, they were toy-toying the school. And this one came into the class and he wanted to take my keys. The keys of the classroom, the classroom keys, the school keys. And then I just put it in my briefcase. And I closed the briefcase, and he was like he was throwing desks around in the class. And then the boys wanted to grab him. I said, just leave him. He's frustrated now. And I was throwing, I said, I don't do it because you're going to get into trouble now if you hurt him. And then he see no joy and he left.
And then he just left.
So I said, okay, just at least.
No, you've really seen the worst.
Yeah, and that particular boy jumped on everybody's cars.
On top
of the floors, from the principal. And the only thing that saved my car, which is the same car I'm still driving now. Or did I have my blue maze there? In any case, but there was a gap.
Yeah, there was a parking
spot, so you couldn't jump that far. So my car missed that.
But let's just go back to you when you were at varsity. As you said that you were not allowed to be there because of the color of your skin and everything. Yes. But then how did you end up being there? How did they end up accepting you?
They accepted me because journalism wasn't offered at any other university at the time. It was Rhodes University.
Yes.
And they had a quota system, so they could take in so many black students. And so I got in that way. But I had to write a letter saying why I want to attend that university.
And why journalism? Why not something else?
I don't know, they didn't at least ask why.
But then at school, was there any type of discrimination?
At the university
itself?
I didn't really experience discrimination.
Let
me say, it wasn't easily discernible. You couldn't notice it.
Yeah, it was subtle.
Yeah, it was very subtle. Kind of. You know when you get your goodies, you're not clever enough, that kind of thing, you know. The percentages you receive and those kind of things, yeah. Or they'd ask you, are you related to this one or that one? Why do I want to be related to that one?
Yes. So in terms of the facilities, in terms of like...
We were allowed to use the facilities, the bathrooms and stuff.
Okay.
That they tried, especially at Rhodes, they tried not to. Because even students lived in the base. Yeah, although they were, residences were mixed.
Okay.
Students even had relationships across the color bar, although it wasn't accepted at the time. Yeah, they were. It was actually not good.
So at least it was better because when we were at school,
we all
students and
it was just like and it was my first experience of having white learners. Because I must say my father didn't have a policy of if you could speak English and Afrikaans, he made then you were allowed to come to Williamsburg. As long as you were able to speak. Because you had to study English and Afrikaans.
Which was the main requirements, which really had nothing to do with the color of your skin.
So that's what he said, So at least that I was always taught, people are people, you know. You don't discriminate.
Yes, you don't discriminate. Someone said our blood is the same color.
Yes, if you cut me, I bleed red. Even if you say you have blue blood, there's no blue. And so I hope that over the years I tried my best. Because I don't think I have. I hope I'm not prejudiced.
And then let's just go back to your childhood. What type of child were you and what were your interests?
I was a very sporty kind. I liked sport. I always did sport. I practiced sport. I taught sport even at school. Yeah.
Interesting. What type of sport?
Eventually I ended up volleyball. I played volleyball.
Wow.
Yes. When I went back to the university, I was 35, then I played for the university. But when we went, it was a soccer sport. No normal sport in an abnormal society.
Okay.
So we didn't play sport across the country. We didn't play with the whites students and so on. Because that was part of our protest.
Yes. Interesting. Yeah. But then what happened to volleyball? Because now it's very rare that one hears about volleyball.
Yeah, at Humboldt they do actually still
do they
play.
Still play?
Yeah, they are playing now. But we had for a couple of years, but we couldn't drive it all alone. Because I don't know if you know the late Mr. Henry Eso. He and I started volleyball in
In home choir.
It was at William at Piscodia,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at home. So we started so that at least the school had another school to play at.
To play against, yes,
And we took volleyball students on tournament over the years and so on. And then I changed when I seen the league is dying here. Then I changed back to netball. I was taking netball.
Yes. But I wonder why. What made these people lose interest in volleyball?
We didn't have enough people
To play.
Because now you have to teach skills, etc. So it is there, but I don't know. They just didn't do enough, I think.
Because
I thought probably myself too. I must improve myself.
Because I thought, because normally when you're on holiday, when you go to Durban, you see people playing volleyball. So I thought volleyball is like, it's a sport that you have to play in the sand.
Okay. Yeah, beach volleyball. And beach volleyball actually only evolved out of the six man or 6 woman game.
Yes. Interesting.
Well, I even played for Griqualand West. I used to play for the army team. And even while teaching, I would go on tournaments.
Still play with the army.
Play for the army.
That's interesting. And then any other thing? I take it because now you specialize in English.
Not really. I specialized in psychology.
Oh, in psychology.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just that I've always taught English.
For some reason.
For some reason, yeah. Since my father took me for that 6 months.
Yes,
and then
yes.
I'm actually, I taught German as well.
The German.
I taught German as a subject, yes. When I went back to the university, I have German 3 in my degree. So the principal of the white school didn't have a teacher for his German students. So what he did was 2 of us, we were 2 students at the university, and the lecturer was supposed to do she was supposed to take these students. There were only 3, because the school was busy phasing out German.
Okay.
And then, I don't know how it happened, but the other student, she took the 2 grade 11s, and I took the grade 12 one. And because she passed, the principal wanted me to stay on. So I said, but you're busy phasing out the school. And that time I had a problem. I said, I'm not white, and you know. You are paying this other student, and she's paying me. So I don't even know how much money you pay her.
You're paying her.
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever, but she's giving me whatever. So I said, I don't mind, but yeah.
But it didn't
So it's
really
going to be
make
a
sense.
whole thing, like, to get me there and all that, and you phasing out the subject. So what am I going to teach after that? And then I'm going to find myself without a job.
Yeah. Okay. But just tell us, what is the worst that has happened to you in your 35 years career?
The worst thing that happened to me. Well, like I said to you, that one incident there.
Yes.
And then the last 3 years of my teaching, I had 10 broken windows in my classroom.
Oh no. What happened?
The fence was stolen off, and then the children from the community probably broke the windows. But the school just never bothered. Nobody bothered to fix the windows. So the result, cold, hot. Well, we didn't mind in the summer because fresh air.
Yes, it helps
I said, I'm really teaching in Africa now.
Yeah. So even in winter.
In the winter, the kids would block out with I had charts on the walls, but they would take the charts and cover the windows. Yeah.
And what did the principal say?
We
or
don't have a
SGB
principal for
or-
how many? This
Yeah.
is the first time they're having a principal now in what? I think it's probably, it's been already 5 years or something. I appointed a principal, Mr. Lagoshe, and then the staff had a problem with him, and then he was still appointed in the post, so there were problems. And it was just one of those things, I guess. But the SGB, I don't know, they just kept on saying there's no money,
There's no money, there's nothing that they can do. Yeah. And I guess this was your life
Yeah.
teaching.
Yes.
What is it? What is it that you're going to miss, or that you have already started missing?
Just the young people. I think they keep you young,
Yes.
you know,
With their questions.
with their questions, what they're doing, all
Mm.
these, they keep you up to date with. Because I don't have children. Like if you have children, I think they also keep you up to date.
Yes,
With
yes.
TikTok
What
and
is
all these
happening
kind
and all
of things,
that,
and
yeah.
the language that they're speaking now, and all these kinds of things. Yeah.
So that's what,
yeah. I always enjoyed working with young people. So that for me is the reason why I learned in teaching. And I always said to them, one of the other reasons is because lots of holidays. I love traveling, so that was my passion all the years. Traveling the world. So that's
Okay.
it.
Just tell us about about the interesting places that you've been, that you've traveled to.
Japan for me was one of the most interesting places. I took, I would say, my niece, it's actually my cousin's daughter, with me. I really enjoyed Japan. It's so different. But I've been to most places.
Yeah. Just tell us a little bit what's different about
Oh, the
Japan.
culture really different.
The culture is
Yeah.
different.
In certain instances.
Yeah.
One of the things I like is that they still have a lot of respect for old people.
Yes. Yes.
So that is something that we always had in South Africa, which is we seem to be losing.
Losing.
Yeah, and so that is a big thing.
And what about the
Just the
what
food
about the
and all
food?
there. Yeah, and then I've become sort of a vegetarian, so that helped me because a lot of the things was fish. I just stuck to fish. I didn't eat a lot of meat. They don't have that much
Meat. Yes.
in their
It's
diet.
like us. Yeah.
So which is what.
That's interesting.
And the fact that they really almost wholly about fruit. And so fruit is very expensive, but
That's right.
but very nice.
Okay. Is it like the normal fruits that you are having? They have apples, oranges.
Yeah, they have those, and they also obviously have the Asian fruits, like your dragon fruit and those kind of things.
That's
Yeah, so that was one of the places, and I've also been to Europe, America. And the only places I've been in Africa is Tanzania. Because when I was 40, I also climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
Wow! You're the second person now
Is it?
that I'm speaking to. You've been to Mount Kilimanjaro.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. Just take us through the preparations and the being there.
Oh, yeah, the preparations. Wow.
Because apparently that's the
that
big
was about
thing.
10 years before that. I started hiking when I probably turned 29. So, and so that was like the ultimate thing we were going to do. We were going to, climb Kilimanjaro. So,
And how many were you?
we were 5.
5.
And that helped a lot because having friends meant that we actually summited.
Yes.
But the preparations, I hired a lot of my stuff that I took.
That you
That I used. At that point, I don't think I would have afforded to buy it.
to buy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you still have to save for the ticket.
Yeah, we had to save for the flight
For the
costs
flights,
and then
yes.
actually for the cost of the people
The traveling.
taking us up the mountain and all that. Because we
Yeah.
actually we had 3 guides. And one of our members actually got mountain sickness.
No.
Yeah, so.
And then what happened?
After we summited, she told a few people that she's not feeling well. And they say your brain swells up in your head, so it's like just, and they just went to sleep. Didn't really, it's like I didn't register that she's not. But then she kept on telling, and she eventually told the guides. Because I think they were worried that I was suffering from mountain sickness because I was so slow.
Okay.
But the guy, when we did the preparations, he said, slow is what you must do.
That's what you must do.
Must be very
Retain
slow.
your energy.
Retain your energy. Rather go slower. Don't try to be too fast. So, but she survived, luckily.
So now that you're at home,
Yeah.
what are your plans? Or what are you doing with yourself?
Okay, right now, at the moment, I'm still on holiday. I'm only on pension now for 1 month.
Yes.
Because most of
That's still the
just all the
holiday
30 days.
phase.
Yeah, I'm still in the holiday phase. But what I am doing now is I practice yoga twice a week.
Yes.
So I've gone back to my yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the time I wasn't doing that. And then I'm basically waiting for the department to pay my money, my pension, and then I plan to travel.
So what's the next country, or what will be the first country?
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yes.
Wow. So we'll see you wearing those chuchu skirts.
Yes, grass skirt. I've actually been to China as well, Hong Kong, those places, so yeah.
So you go there a couple of days and then come back and go, or
Yeah,
just
probably.
going
That
to
one will probably just be. My cousin lives in America, so I have visited her before, and she's been saying I must visit her again.
Yes.
So she's turning 60 this year as well.
So you guys are going to have a party.
I might make it to her this year, I don't know. So if I go to Hawaii, I probably would go because she lives in Florida.
Yes, yes. Because
Go over to
it's close by.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And all right, so that's just what you'll be doing, just relaxing.
Yeah. Traveling first, I
Traveling.
said before I do anything else. I do want to start a program that I want to run with the school. Because at Homevale, we get learners that can't read.
Yes,
Yeah, so
yes,
I said I'll actually come and prayerfully teach them to read.
yes, yes.
The way
That's
we
very
were taught to
important.
read.
Yes, that's very important.
Yeah, so just to improve their reading
Just-
skills. And
yes.
so on. Because they tend to focus on they need to focus on the primary schools in terms of reading. But I think some learners are still falling through the cracks.
Yes, yes.
When they're getting up to high school and they're not reading at the level that
And
they're
that level where
supposed
it's
to.
supposed to be. I think that's one of the challenges that we are having as a country.
That's a big problem. And then the other program is a leadership program. Because when you're teaching, you don't have time to
To
teach
really
learners
teach them.
skills that are outside of the curriculum.
Yes,
Especially as a
yes.
grade 12 teacher, you are so driven by
Yes.
curriculum.
Or just we have to
Now
push
and then
them.
you feel the pressure when you're trying to teach it. You veer away from the syllabus and you're thinking, oh my goodness,
I'm wasting time.
I'm wasting time. Have I got time to waste? Well, it's not wasting time actually, but you become so, in this, it's almost like one of those circles with a hamster, that you forget. You can actually have time to do that. Because that's important. It's actually life skills.
Life skills.
So that's why I enjoy teaching both English and the
and life skills. Yes, the life orientation.
It was in the life orientation period. But then also you're driven by a curriculum.
Yes.
So that's also a problem.
That's also another thing.
Yeah.
And then in terms of your religious, are you Christian?
I'm Christian.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Anglican.
You're
Christian.
Anglican. Okay. Yes. Do you have any activities that you do in church, or you just go to church and
nowadays I only go to church. I was at one stage I was on the council and reading in the church and so on. Since I had my eye operation, I said to them, no, in certain light I can't see properly and I'm struggling, so I'm not even doing the reading. So I must wait first my eyes relax.
And you've never been a catechist teacher? Is it a
Sunday
catechist
school
or what?
teacher. I said I teach enough. I need to teach more. Maybe now, yeah. But
maybe now that you'll be at home.
Yeah, but I said no.
In between the traveling.
Yeah, I said to them, no way. I'm not gonna teach it. Sometimes we used to teach 6 days.
Yeah,
School and then now we must teach 7 days a week. It's a bit much.
I'm sure you've produced a number of professional men and women out there. What can you tell them?
I hope that they're paying it forward. That's all I can say. That they are doing the best they can for their own kids.
Yes.
As well as other. I believe in a strong social responsibility. So you have a responsibility to pay it forward. So I always said when I used to do night school, teach night school, we used to teach the adults as well. So I said, I'm doing this for charity because often you only had enough money to cover your petrol.
Yes.
Petrol expenses. So, so that's my community service. Yeah, I was also involved with community projects. I was involved with rally. At that time we were Race Relations and Leadership Initiative. Yes. And after that we also started the SAVE organization. And so on. So,
That's what you did for the
yeah, so that also came along.
Yes.
Until I decided, enough.
It's enough. I've done my bit.
I've done my bit. It's time for someone else to pick up that yoke.
Thank you very much, Ms. Burgess, because I know with teachers you'll remain Ms. Burgess.
Yes.
Forever. Even when you're no longer teaching.
And the amount of learners that will say, you taught me. I say, yeah, I remember faces. I cannot remember names. I said, that I taught in the past,
Yeah, then they'll
after a while, it just became too much.
Yeah, but I can imagine.
Too many names.
Yeah, I mean, more than 100 kids going through your hands each year.
And especially if you only taught them for 1 year.
Yes.
I said to him, if I took you say for 3 years, then obviously I've now built more. And I also used to say to the educational department that once results are better, if you've taught the learners in grade 10, 11 and 12.
Yes, because it's like you grow.
Yeah, you build a relationship. And then they also understand what you want and you understand how to approach them and how they'll get the best result.
What is your advice to the current generation of teachers faced with all these challenges that they are having?
It helps if they are committed to young people and if they have a passion for teaching. If teaching is a job, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for them. They won't stay in teaching because you're going to get challenges. And obviously they're not the same challenges
Mm.
as we faced, because often now the parents take the kids' part.
Yes.
You know, when we were young, your parents used to say, "Oh, the teacher gave you a hiding. She had a reason."
To do.
They would beat you again.
Mm.
You don't come and complain. Yeah, because you knew you'd get a second beating. But now, oh, the teacher's at fault.
Yes.
Immediately, they didn't even examine the whole situation.
Yeah, the child's never
You're not
fault.
gonna. Yeah, my child never does anything wrong. So that's the problem. I'm not saying. I guess both views are incorrect. They sort of have to come and find out. You know. So what did my kid do? And, what was the problem? So
How did it get here
to that
to the point?
But yeah, it can be tough.
I can only just imagine.
Yes.
Just imagine. Again, thank you very much, Ms. Burgess,
I say thank you.
for just sharing your life with us. And we are wishing you all the best. Unfortunately, we can't take along now, especially when you go to Hawaii and wear those choo-choo skirts and drink the pina coladas and unfortunately one cannot do that, but yeah, enjoy it. You really deserve to now to sit and rest.
Yeah, I said I must first rest. After that I can decide to
Then
do
you can
something
decide
else.
to see. Yeah. Thank you very much. That was Miss Burgess. I'm sure some of you will recognize her from Homevale. She's been there for the past 35 years. So she gave all her life to Homevale.
Hey, practically, yeah. Yeah, I always felt that other schools have teachers, you know, they have other people.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah.
So hence
I want to make a difference. Prayerfully, I did make a difference.
Yes, yes. Obviously, for 35 years, there must be. And as I'm saying, there are professional men and women out there.
There are many, many.
That you have brought.
In fact, an interesting story is that one of my ex-learners actually took me on holiday.
Wow!
Yeah, it was last year.
Wow!
Yeah.
That's
one of my
interesting.
first matriculants. Yeah.
Oh no, that was
Yeah.
so sweet.
Very nice.
That's sweet. That's sweet. And where did he take you to?
She took me to Mossel Bay. Yeah.
Wow.
She has a flat and a house there in Mossel Bay.
Mossel Bay.
And then she also took me to visit with some of my other learners.
That's interesting.
In that area.
Yes. No, that's interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. No, that's very nice. To say thank you.
Yeah, probably. I hope. Yeah. Yeah.